My entire family was killed. I never expected to be sleeping with the killer. 3 years ago, someone broke into my parents' house and killed my entire family. My mom, my dad, and my little brother Brody. He was 9. I was at a sleepover that night at my friend Haley's place, and that's the only reason I'm still alive. The cops never found who did it. No prints, no DNA, no security footage. The case went cold in 4 months. I'm 22 now. I've been with my boyfriend Tanner for almost a year. He's the best thing that's happened to me since that night. He's a contractor, he owns his own truck, he cooks me dinner, he holds me when I wake up screaming. I moved into his place 6 months ago. A little blue house on West Grove Lane, just outside the city. Last week I found something I shouldn't have. I was looking for a phone charger in his nightstand drawer. He keeps everything in there. Tangled cables, batteries, old receipts, that kind of thing. I had to dig pretty deep to find one that worked. And underneath all of it, all the way at the bottom, was a small wooden box. The kind you'd keep cufflinks in. I shouldn't have opened it. I know that now. Inside was a silver chain. My mom's silver chain. The one with the little oval pendant that had a picture of me and Brody when we were toddlers. She wore it every single day. She was wearing it the night she was killed. I stopped breathing for a second. I told myself I was wrong. I told myself there are a million necklaces like this one. I clicked the pendant open and saw the photo. Me, 4 years old, sitting in a kiddie pool, Brody on my lap with chocolate ice cream all over his face. It was hers. I put it back. I put everything back exactly the way I found it. Tanner was in the garage and I could hear him moving around out there. And I just stood in that bedroom with my legs shaking. I think I stood there for 10 minutes before I could move. I didn't say anything that night. I made spaghetti. We watched a movie. He fell asleep with his hand on my hip like always, and I laid there next to him until the sun came up. The next morning I drove to a Starbucks 2 towns over. I didn't want to use the Wi-Fi at home. I logged into an old email account and pulled up every news article from the murders. I read all of them again. I'd avoided them for 3 years. I read every single one. One of the articles mentioned that a small piece of fabric was found under Brody's fingernails. Dark green flannel. The cops never matched it to anything. Tanner has a dark green flannel he wears all the time. He's had it since before we met. He calls it his lucky shirt. I almost threw up in the parking lot. I drove home in a daze. I had to act normal. I had to figure out what to do without him knowing. I thought about going to the police, but I had nothing concrete. A necklace could be coincidence. A shirt could be coincidence. I needed something real. That night I waited until he was in the shower and I went into the garage. He has a workbench out there with drawers underneath. The bottom drawer is always locked, and he told me once it's because he keeps expensive tools in there and he doesn't trust the guys he hires. The key was on a hook above the workbench. He didn't even hide it. I opened the drawer. There was a manila folder inside. Just one folder sitting on top of some old papers. I opened it and my whole body went cold. It was full of photos of my family. My mom getting groceries. My dad pulling into our driveway. Brody walking home from school with his backpack on. The photos were dated. The oldest one was from 8 months before the murders. He'd been watching them. He'd been planning it. Underneath the photos was a folded piece of paper. I unfolded it and it was a list. Names, addresses, dates. My family's names were on it, crossed out. There were 6 other families on the list. 2 of them were also crossed out. The other 4 weren't. I heard the shower turn off. I put everything back as fast as I could and ran to the kitchen and pretended to be making tea. He came out in his sweatpants, hair wet, smiling at me like nothing was wrong. He kissed my forehead. He asked if I was okay because I look pale. I told him I was just tired. I haven't slept since. I've been trying to figure out how to get out of here. I can't just leave because he'll know something's wrong. He tracks my phone. He calls it being protected. I've been smiling and laughing and acting normal for 4 days now, and I think I'm losing my mind. This morning I told him I was going to visit my friend Haley for the weekend. He said that was fine. He said he'd help me pack. He went into the bedroom and pulled my suitcase out from under the bed. He unzipped it. He pulled out my mom's necklace. It was inside, tucked into one of the inner pockets. He held it up by the chain and let it swing back and forth in front of me. He said, I was wondering when you were going to find it. I tried to back up. The kitchen knife was 4 steps behind me. He grabbed my wrist before I could turn. He said, you were never supposed to be at the sleepover, sweetheart. I waited 3 years to fix that. The front door is locked. I can hear him in the kitchen sharpening something. He's humming.